everybody, happy Earth Day from Hortus Health. We wanted to go ahead and take the opportunity to thank Mother Earth by doing a quick activity of reusing some things that we have in the kitchen, especially during breakfast time, and using them for planting and giving back to the earth. So what we're gonna do today, I have a bunch of different seeds, and really the plan is to plant some seeds using an old egg carton, and then I also have some coffee grounds and an empty bottle, which we will eventually use as a watering can. So what the other things you'll need is a little shovel, whatever kind of seeds you want. You might want to pay attention to what time of season it is, because certain vegetables are planted during certain times of the year. So whether it be vegetables, flowers, fruits, whatever it may be, just check the zones from wherever you live. I do have a bucket, and down below here I have a big bag of potting soil. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. All right, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and take our empty egg carton, and you can use scissors for this, but I'm just gonna tear it. You're just gonna tear off the lid carefully where the seed would be. And we're actually gonna utilize all these little cups here as little pots for our seeds. So I'm gonna go ahead and tear this top off. All right, perfect. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna set that off to the side. I am going to, as you can see, these things aren't very deep, so you're not going to need a ton of dirt, but I'm gonna put some dirt in my bucket, and then I'm gonna go ahead and mix in the coffee grounds. So the coffee grounds actually provide a lot of great nutrients for your seedlings. So that's why we're gonna go ahead and add them in. So instead of tossing them in the trash, you can always toss them in your garden, in addition to your cracked eggshells, the empty eggshells. Actually, if you crush them up with coffee grounds, it's really good fertilizer and nutrients for your garden. So let's go ahead and mix up our dirt. All right, so I have my bucket of dirt, and I'm gonna go ahead and just dump my coffee grounds in. And then just mix the dirt and those coffee grounds around so it's all evenly distributed. All right, next what we're gonna do is get our egg carton and fill up all of our little cups. Now the cool thing is, if you have a cardboard egg carton, what you could do is you could cut all of these little cups apart separately, or leave them together, it doesn't matter, and cut them later. But when you go to transplant your seedlings, you could actually plant the entire cardboard cup into your garden. The styrofoam you're not going to, because that doesn't decompose, but the cardboard you can go ahead and plant right in the garden. Kind of cool, huh? All right, so we have our cups. Just gonna push down the dirt a little bit, make sure it's all in there evenly, make sure they're filled to the top. Get a little bit more over here. All right, maybe a little bit more. And again, you can use whatever kind of seeds you want. So today I'm gonna plant a seed or two of some zucchinis. Oh, my peas that just spilled all over the place. I have some tomatoes, and also my favorite of the summer, zinnia flowers. So what I'm gonna do is, actually, as my peas already fell out, the peas you can see are a little bit bigger. They're like an actual pea pod, or like a pea that you would eat. And you're just gonna go ahead and push it down into that soil. And then after we fill up all of our cups, we're just gonna go back and sprinkle a little bit more dirt on top. Okay, so we got all of our seeds filled. You can see I have some of these larger seeds. I just put one seed in per cup. And then in here there's tomatoes and zinnias, and those seeds are a little bit smaller, so I put a couple just to see what would come up. So all we're gonna do is get a little bit more dirt and just kind of sprinkle it on top until they're covered. It doesn't have to be a ton of dirt, just a little bit. Sprinkle on top. And maybe just touch it very gently. Okay, now what we're gonna do is we're going to reuse our, this is an apple juice bottle. We're gonna reuse our apple juice bottle and make a watering can. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so for our little watering can, I have my bottle and I have it's actually a little tiny screwdriver. You could use maybe a razor blade, the point of a knife, anything with somewhat of a sharp tip, but you don't want your holes to be super, super big. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave the cap screwed on, and I'm just gonna take my little screwdriver and use one little point and just poke a hole in the top. So I'm gonna go ahead and maybe make just a couple holes. Again, you don't want it to come out too fast because these little seedlings don't need a ton of water. You don't wanna drown them. All right, let's fill it up with water and water our plants. All right, here's our little watering can, and we're just gonna go ahead and very gently and evenly water our plants. Next stop, a sunny spot where they can start to grow. Okay, so once you find your sunny spot and you start to see little sprouts, probably once they get to about an inch or two, you might want to take them out and put them into maybe a little bit of a larger pot until they get a little bit larger, and you could transplant them outside. If you live in a warmer environment, you might be able to transplant them right away outside if your soil is warm. But where I live in Pennsylvania, we still have a couple weeks yet before the chance of frost has passed, and we know for sure that our little seedlings will make it. So make sure you find a sunny spot and continue to water them every day. Before we go, fun fact about the word hortus, as in our agency, Hortus Health. Hortus is actually Latin for cultivate or garden. So you can see that we certainly have some ties to Mother Nature, enjoy gardening, and as much as we like to garden and cultivate some plants outside, we also like to cultivate an atmosphere and an environment of growth and care and compassion and progress for everybody that we serve. So if this activity was fun for you and you know somebody else who would love to do it as well, make sure to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Hope to see you back again soon. Bye.